All right. Hello. My name is Jenny, and I have a student no show at this particular moment, so I will try to get a video in here before I have to go to my next class. I did a video about, I don't know, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that, and there was no sound. So I apologize. I'm usually pretty good about checking it. In fact, I started recording this just a second ago and thought, oh, let me just double check again because I took the earphones out and all that and traveled. Talk about that in a minute. Um, and then just plugged it all back in, and sure enough, it was not registering. So it's working now. I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. I'm going to keep going because I don't have much time. All right. It appears as I go back that the video that I did was the exhaustion of the fat bank in terms of obesity. So this is what I thought anyway, the exhaustion of the fat bank is quite an extensive section of the protocol, and there's many little sub categories to it. So I will read the first paragraph to you today, even though the first paragraph I don't completely understand, but I will read it to you verbatim, and then maybe down below you can translate it for me. So it's been a while since I looked at this, so I apologize for the delay in days. I went with my sister for 3 days and 2 nights to the Amish country into a really cute two-bedroom B&B in walking distance to downtown area with all the restaurants and shopping and everything. And it was great. And we did scrapbooking together because I do all my scrapbooking retreats, but I don't get to do any scrapbooking while I'm there because I'm really a party planner. I'm hosting and coordinating and taking care of food and prizes and games and everyone's needs and helping them putting books together. And I don't have time to scrapbook when I go to one of my retreats. So this was, and my sister came to my last retreat, but we didn't have much time to visit because I'm busy doing all those things. So I said, let's just go together, do our own thing. And it was so lovely that we already booked another, this time 3 nights, 4 days, at another, at the same place for October. So October will be an interesting month. It'll be my son's birthday. My daughter's going to come visit from California. At least that's the tentative plan. That's been in the plans for a while, so we'll see if any of that changes. And I'll be doing this, so it'll be an exciting month. Okay, so exhaustion of the fat bank. Oh, how are my numbers? Not good. We're just not even going to address it because I just got back from the Amish country for 3 days. So, so back on the bandwagon. Here we go. Starting today, we're going to see how we do. I did stop HCG going into this, knowing that, this was not going to be the ideal time to try to do that and function with my sister. Where is this protocol? This protocol that I speak of. Here it is. Exhaustion of the fat bank. Here we go. I'm going to bring it up so I can read it to you. Here's the first paragraph. It makes sense for the whole thing makes sense until the last sentence. And then I'm like, I don't know what he's trying to say. Anyway, so here we go. It says, but there is still a third way in which obesity can become established. And that is when, okay, so in terms of, but there is a third way. If you look at previous videos, we were talking about the 3 basic causes of obesity. The first one was the inherited factor. The second one was dealing with the hypothalamus in the brain and any kind of disorders that are affiliated with that. And now we're going to talk about the third cause, which is the exhaustion of the fat bank. But the exhaustion of the fat bank, really, I'm going to break up into 3 or maybe 4 different videos because there's just a lot of information in there that we can chat about, and I don't want the video to go like 40 minutes long. So here we go. Number 3, exhaustion of the fat bank. But there is still a third way in which obesity can become established, and that is when a presumably normal fat center is suddenly, the emphasis being on suddenly, called upon to deal with an enormous influx of food far in excess of momentary requirements. At first glance, it does seem that here we have a straightforward case of overeating being responsible for obesity. But on further analysis, it soon becomes clear that the relation of cause and effect is not so simple. Okay, all this is making sense so far, right? Okay, we've come to the last sentence. Here we go. Bear with me. Watch me read this and you all get it, and I'm just having a brain fart. But anyway, it says, in the first place, we are merely assuming that the capacity of the fat center is normal, while it is possible and even probable that the only persons who have some inherited trait in this direction can become obese merely by overeating. Period. In the first place, we are merely assuming that the capacity of the fat center is normal. Okay. While it is possible and even probable that the only persons who have some inherited trait in this direction can become obese merely by overeating. And then it doesn't like continue. I feel like there needs to be an explanation of what they're saying. And then the next paragraph, that's the end of the paragraph. The next paragraph starts with secondly. So like we're moving on after this. So what are they saying? Okay, we're assuming that the capacity of the fat center is normal. So maybe they're saying that maybe this is what they're saying. Maybe they're saying the capacity of the fat center is not normal, thereby when a person normally overeats, they become obese. But see, when everybody overeats, they become obese. So I don't understand. But I wanted to put it out there so that you had exactly what the protocol says. And I would love if you would explain to me what you think he means by that sentence. I will read it one more time. Here we go. In the first place, we are merely assuming that the capacity of the fat center is normal, while it is possible and even probable that the only persons who have some inherited trait in this direction can become obese merely by overeating. So that's saying everybody can overeat and they won't become obese, but only the people with an inherited trait, which I think translates to some sort of disorder of the fat center, are the ones that become obese, which I find hard to believe because I would say the vast majority of us who overeat are obese. There are those people who overeat, those skinny minis out there who overeat and they don't gain. I think that that's the exception, not the norm. I think the norm is those of us who overeat gain weight and become obese. I don't know. Maybe the key word is obese. I did find out the other day that I am not technically in the obese category. So maybe that's it because I feel like I should be. I really do. But my numbers aren't. I was like 6 pounds shy of being in the obese category. So, and I don't think another 6 pounds on me would not be good. So yeah, I am I was just looking at my numbers. I was going to say I'm on day 17. I'm not on day 17 because I took 4 days off of this diet. So I'm kind of on day number 1 again. Yippee! I do expect, and my numbers, where did my numbers go? My numbers went exactly to where they were at the beginning of this whole round. So, inflated numbers, I know. In the next 2 days, they should come down a bit. I also went off the stuff in that too because I'm having a little bit of medical issues. 99.9% sure has nothing to do with HCG, but I do have an appointment with the doctor tomorrow morning, and I thought it best to, because I'm sure they're going to run blood work and that kind of stuff too, to just be off and not have her say, well, the blood work indicates that you're pregnant. To not have it in my system so that we can get some true numbers on blood testing and that kind of stuff. So Okay, so again, I'm all over the place here, aren't I? I'm all over the place. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I wanted to put it out there for you. The rest of the paragraphs make sense from what I remember reading a few days ago when I read through it. It's just this first paragraph that throws me off a little bit. Please, if that makes sense to you, write it down below. Let's continue on this journey together, and and get skinny. I wonder why it's so difficult for me to lose weight in the summer, but it's so much easier in the winter. It seems like it should be the opposite because I spend some time sitting outside and doing work away from food. When I'm outside and you're in the sun, you don't feel like eating. So I have that time, not every day, but a couple days a week. I do that, so that takes up time. I'm not in, like I don't know. When you're warmer, you don't feel like eating as much. You're wearing clothes that are skimpier, so you see your body, you see the flab on the arms, and you see the shorts that are barely closing, and that doesn't look so good, and with the legs. Yeah, my summer shorts are still not fitting that well. Um, and so you think that that would be highly motivating, and yet um, every summer my weight goes up, and then I really start to lose usually around August. Um, and that makes no sense to me. All right, so this video is all over the place. You would think that in the winter, with comfort food and being cold and like just wanting something warm and comforting, that's when. And I'm not saying that I don't gain weight then. I'm just saying that I'm the most successful on HCG in the winter, or usually the most successful in the fall. Maybe I get so disgusted with myself over the summer that I'm willing to put the work in and do what I need to do. That could be it. I used to say it's because of all the foods. We did a lot of grilling out, and so a lot of the good foods. But grilling out, I mean, grilled chicken. But we do hot dogs and hamburgers a lot in this house. Oh, choices, choices. We all have choices in life, right? Sometimes I don't make the best choice. Well, anyway, so there you go. There's the beginning of Exhaustion of the Fat Bank, and I'll be in touch in a couple of days. Let's see. I have my appointment right after my classes in 2 days, so it'll probably be at least 3 days. And so in 2 days I can start on the drops again, but I'm still going to try to start eating right because I don't want to get on that scale in 2 days and have the number be anywhere close to what it's saying it is this morning. All right, that's it. I'll be in touch with you all. I'm sorry this was a little bit all over the place. It was a little unexpected for me to suddenly do it, so I didn't get a chance to review, but I wanted to get it out because I know it's been like 4 days since I've done. Well, it's been longer than 4 days because the one I did 4 days ago, there was no audio. So it's been, 6 days, 7 days since I've done a video. So I wanted to get something out there so that you have another piece of the protocol that you can chew on and make sense of it for yourself. I'll be back in a couple days. We'll talk more about exhaustion of the fat bank. You take care. Happy dieting out there. Talk to you soon. Bye.